So, hello everyone. I'm Patrick Giguere with Cosmic Alchemist Astrology, and want to do this little live today about the whole Balenciaga thing. I'm not going to go into great detail because I'm not concerned with the detail. I'm concerned with the big picture of this and how it all fits in. So, I haven't heard anyone else use this term truther bait. Somebody probably has, but I haven't heard it. So, I'm going to say that I basically coined it, within my own life, and I coined it for myself because I didn't hear it before. I'm sure somebody has put those two words together, truth or bait. So that's the whole point of this video. This whole little Balenciaga scandal, complete truth or bait. So, truth or bait. People might not be putting that connection together. So, it's bait. It's something to lure the attention. Like you go fishing, you use bait. It's something to bait the truthers. So, most of you watching probably know who truthers are. But truthers, it's, the truth movement that I'd say pretty much started with Jordan Maxwell back in 1959 when he started doing his research and he started doing lectures. So the truth movement, it's basically about asking critical questions and thinking critically about basically our whole society, the institutions of our society, and the norms and values. And it's not about condemning them outright, but it's about asking questions and saying, well, why do we believe this? Just because everyone else does? Just because your parents said so, and your Sunday school, and your teachers, and your grandparents, and whoever the hell. That's what the truth movement was about. So yeah, through this video, I'm not condemning any particular viewpoint. I'm just saying people who call themselves truthers, who identify with the truth movement, the chink in their armor, the weak point in their armor is that they lack social intelligence very severely. In one sec, I'm going to get my blue light glasses. These lights are friggin' bright. That's better. All right. So, yeah, I highly recommend these things. Great for your brain, your nervous system, your liver, all that stuff. So anyway, the truthers, the truth movement, there's definitely a lack of social intelligence. Now, we all know there's all different kinds of intelligence. There's sort of body intelligence, kinesthetic intelligence, mathematical, musical, linguistic. Then there's also social intelligence, which it's difficult to quantify, so it doesn't really get a lot of play. You know what I mean? It's not really held in high regard because you can't get a diploma for it and you can't quantify it. So the truth movement, very low social intelligence. They're very easy to sidetrack. So Balenciaga, let me just lay that out if I'm capable in 1 minute or less. So Balenciaga, it's this Paris-based fashion line, makes overpriced, supposedly high quality stuff made from, East Asian slave labor, like everything else. So they recently, their holiday, the Christmas season ads ran, and there were all these ads with children holding teddy bears that had basically, BDSM like harnesses, like outfits, like the leather harnesses with the studs. And even some really suggestive photos with children. There was one where there's like the coffee tables laid out with the wine glasses and the plates for dinner and all the, the silverware and champagne bottle. And the child's at the end of the table, so it's almost like if you look at it in a certain way, it can possibly be suggestive that like the child is the meal, like the child is for dessert, the child is the party. It's understandable that it's like, well, a pedophile might portray that in that very way. I don't know who planned that out, so I can't say that for sure, but the whole thing is made to be suggestive. Now, so that's basically the thing with Balenciaga here. There were these weird, why are you taking pictures of children holding teddy bears and stuffed animals with, BDSM, bondage, domination, sadomasochism, paraphernalia on the bodies of these stuffed animals. Very weird. So you have to examine the various possibilities of the why. People from Balenciaga, people from, the ad agency who do all the marketing, who arrange the photo shoots for the photographers to just come and light and photograph, they've said, well, I try to provoke thought with my artwork, and I didn't mean to portray anything that suggested pedophilia or anything like that. There's that angle. It could be just some artist trying to provoke thought and, be avant-garde and, push the envelope. Well, there is that. There's a possibility that there's somebody at Balenciaga and or the marketing agency who's like full-blown pedophile who can hardly contain themselves, and they just want to create some visual media for their pedophile friends so they can all chortle over it or masturbate over it or recreate or whatever the hell they want to do. Then there's the possibility that all of those things are true. You have artists and fashion executives and advertising executives with strong pedophilic tendencies who want to artistically push the envelope and provoke thought, who are trolling the truthers. Now, that's the thing about the truthers. I'm mentioning this low emotional intelligence that's common to the truth movement. They don't know when they're getting trolled because all they're like, I looked at the data. Here's the image. That symbol is satanic. Satanic, Satan. Everything is satanic that's not Orthodox Christian to these people. And these people, they love to analyze detail, but they're horrible with context. Everything is satanic that's not mainstream or mainstream Christian. And they don't know when they're getting trolled because, like Islamo-Christianity, and its holy books and its way of teaching people to think, which our whole modern educational system is built on, it's extremely literalist. You take everything at face value, and there's no nuance, there's no considering of contradictory thoughts simultaneously. Like A always goes to B, and this means this, and that means that. So these people have no ability to put things in a context and take things at anything beyond face value. So they get trolled all the fucking time. That's what I think is going on here. My long wind is kicking in. This is a big trolling operation. So there's something much bigger going on here. So somebody in this whole deep state network, and deep state, it's not a bunch of satanic pagan cultists drinking blood and all that, and chortling and laughing when they do dastardly things. Deep state, it's a network of banks, corporations who have blackmailed and bribed and co-opted people within government and within different financial and business institutions and military and intelligence services doing what they want. So I think this is like if it's probably some sort of deep state trolling operation because something else is going on. It's like the Ghislaine Maxwell sentencing hearing where, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's longtime girlfriend and his madam who procured young girls for him to get, sensual massages and have sex with the influential people and wealthy people that he wanted to blackmail. So Ghislaine Maxwell, that whole sentencing, it was a big fucking distraction. So people would go, oh my God, can you believe she only got 20 years and not the gas chamber? It's another trolling operation. It pulls your attention, in this case, if you're a truther, away from something more important and bigger. So I think this whole thing, it was, it's cooked. This whole thing was cooked from the get-go because, the lame excuses here is that the executives at Balenciaga, they're saying that, oh, well, the marketing agency just rolled these photos out without our approval. That's not how it works. I haven't worked in, fucking big business, but I have enough business experience to know that when you hire someone for marketing, they don't roll out your ads, your social media campaigns, and all that without your approval. They usually create a few options, or they have a project that they're creating ongoing, little by little, and constantly getting your feedback, and they don't roll it out without your say-so because you're the one paying the bills. So that's a lame excuse, and that doesn't fly. They just didn't. It's not like they're Stanley Kubrick and they had carte blanche and they didn't, need approval for the final product. So that's a major red flag. It's like, yeah, I don't believe that. And then Kim Kardashian, like one of the ultimate media prostitutes ever. She's saying, oh, I've been quiet on my social media because I'm outraged about this. And, and she's been the, cover girl or whatever for them for years. So she's acting like she's all outraged, and her fake fucking husband, Kanye, it's like, he's a troll. All the shit he's raising right now, it's to throw attention of, people who are not aligned with the mainstream, but especially, the very Aspergerish truthers, the Judeo-Christian, very Aspergerish truthers off the trail of something else. So, Kim Kardashian gets married. She's had weddings just so she could make millions by selling the photography rights to the highest bidding news outlet. So she's completely untrustworthy, just like her father who defended O.J. Simpson, What was the other point? That's probably about it. But yeah, this whole thing is truth or bait. And again, this truth movement, Jordan Maxwell, amazing, always been amazing. Michael Tsarian, he was on it by about the 90s, like 30 years into Jordan Maxwell's work. But the truth movement has had a bunch of very Aspergerish and autistic copycats of a far lesser caliber that have sort of hijacked the movement. I would throw David Icke into that category, convincing people that 8-foot lizards run the world and that, the national governments in every land and the royal families are really shape-shifting 8-foot lizards who can appear as, 5.5-foot, 6-foot humans. You got Fritz Springmeier, Bloodlines of the Illuminati, he's telling you the names and like biographies of the people running the world behind the scenes. And it's like, well, the problem with that is if you can name these people, they're not the top ones. It's like, use your fucking head. But when you're very Aspergerish, you take things at face value. You get trolled. That's what you do. So, yeah, this whole thing's a trolling operation with Balenciaga. It's like, yes, of course, there's been rampant pedophilia in the world for a very long time. I think, especially since it's been around so long, the Catholic Church, I think it's almost, for certain people, it's a rite of passage. So the Catholic Church has its own deep state. Most priests are completely well-meaning, good people, and they're just trying to help their communities. But within that church, and within all churches, mind you, within all religions, there is a deep state within those. So there are people who are in the know, who have higher access, just like intelligence services. They have higher access and they know what's really going on. So I think within every religion, there's I don't think I know. Within every religion, there's a secret religion. And one of the things that binds these secret religions together is a sacrament of domination. So, and pedophilia is a form of domination. And really, this is all, domination like this, just for the sake of it. It's the dark side of Saturn. Saturn is a very helpful energy, a very beneficial archetype, because Saturn gives us limitations without which we'd be a blob of, almost like just new agey batshit craziness where we couldn't get anything done. We'd be too expansive with the Jupiter energy. We'd be trying to do a million things at once. Saturn, whoop, there goes my light. Saturn, what the hell's a switch? Saturn brings in your focus, and Saturn gives us limitations, especially to keep us on our life path, keep us honest with ourselves. So, yeah, that's my whole 2 cents about this Balenciaga thing. Look at what else is going on. Look at the quieter stories. This is intentionally noisy in order to draw, again, oh my God, I won't stop doing this, to draw in the attention of the highly Aspergerish truth movement. So take that on board. I'm going to end it at that. Keep it shy of 20 minutes here. But I don't know what the fuck is going on with this light. It's driving me insane. Wow. All right. Well, that's that. Talk to you later.